through their minds. Let's go ahead and reward our MVP for game one.
Yep, it's gonna go over to D7 on his Franco. Again, when you're comparing them, D7 versus Lucian QD, it's very obvious to know that Iron Hook makes such a difference.
Just in time, 1-0 and 9. I didn't even notice that he didn't have any depth in this game. The fact that he landed at a certain point above 50% of his hooks, which is amazing, by the way. You don't get as much looks like that. And then he will. Not only that, the way that he flickers in with the Bloody Hunt onto important members, like onto Diablo in specific skirmishes, the way that he was able to land his hooks, it's not just about landing the hooks on the right targets. That gave them the advantage for sure.
Again, we talked about how those hooks could not matter even more in the late game, but the fact that when we caught the stat, it was at 51%.
Woo!
Was that his second or third landed hook this game? It was a punish, and I think that was key. I think the fact that D7 never let go. D7 said, yeah, Donut, it sucks right now. Just hold on, watch my hooks. Whoever I bite down, take him down.
Yeah, this is important. Look at the flicker coming up from Donut. It's great. And allow me to be a nerd right now for the highlights, just because of the fact that I think I'm excited for this. This is the 9-minute rotation. This is the start. He gets a hook, and now look at the pinch that will happen afterwards. They will get a kill onto this L bush, right? The pinch. Everybody's there all of a sudden, right? And you know what happens after? They are going to get the Lord. This made me break my voice because it's how great the macro was. Coming up from burnxflash. Man, I hate to be the nerd here, but man, they just look so fluid.
They read the room, and they understood the next step without even talking about it. I'm pretty sure if you could listen to the comms, they could have said, yeah, Lord, all together. A chorus.
A chorus, in matter of fact. Was it? As we look at our MVP one more time, D7, what a standout. The communication, and of course, on a Natalia.
It was definitely brutal. The way that you saw D7 just one-shot the squishy members on the side of RC. And they said it even. Like, it was the counter to the Novaria. And we look that way. Had it been the Novaria went for a little bit of physical defense, it will be a different story.
It's really unfortunate that when it comes down to Roy, he didn't really have that much amount of respect over to D7's Natalia. That was big, and just having some pants would have been slightly alleviate his pain.
That's right, and Gideon opened up with the perfect word, brutal. As a
brutal.
roamer, you expect for them to, again, be an anchor, to start putting up a front line. But no, burnxflash's D7 was in your face. You'll see it here in the heat map in the early game. Look, he was crossing the river so soon, so early.
Yep, this is between the 0th minute all the way to the 5th minute of the game. So he's sniffing out for information. Any rotations that are aggressively through the river does get punished. And we saw a lot of that within those first 5.
Yeah, you first stayed in the XP lane and then transferred into the mid lane afterwards. They had a lot of focus when it comes to like controlling the purple buff as well. Knowing full well that they have Paramis and Frederick, that allowed them to not need a roamer anymore when it comes to like frontlining, because you have the Frederick and Paramis anyways. But look at that, Roy. Look, Roy cannot even like get a skill. After the Astral Recall, there's nothing that he can do against a Natalia.
You know how bad it was? Even Lucian Curie didn't want to see a roaming Natalia. Because again, the silence. And he was scoring double kills. He was scoring solo kills from out of nowhere. And here's the thing. There was, admittedly, a quiet time for Natalia, right, in this game. But eventually, he came back, and I think we'll see it here. When he finally pops Roy again.
Yep, it's so nasty to see, because especially when you're Novaria, you have to find a position. And honestly, these quote-unquote off angles puts you in a very isolated spot that again, we're seeing the Natalia fully exploit. And in this last fight, Wolf, you were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, they're that a bit once again, because there is the passive that you get from the level 18 Lord, wherein if you get marked, you get an extra damage. So Sika was so good at landing the